play with like this desperation and kind of a frenetic pace. These guys instead, I felt, looked really calm and poised, and they knew what they were doing out there from the start.
Yeah, if you watch this series, the first game was the one game that wasn't close, and that was the game that Dragic and Bam Adebayo both got hurt. Then after that, every game has come down to the wire. Who's going to play well? Who's going to knock down shots? Tonight, it was very, very difficult to watch, though. When you look at, obviously what Bron and AD did, especially Bron in that first half, really trying to set the tone, even after Miami punched first. But then when you get down to the supporting cast for the Lakers, Kyle Kuzma played 23 minutes and was minus 17. Markieff Morris played 23 minutes, took 3 shots, and had 1 rebound, which was the final rebound of the game. So then you could say, well, maybe if they're defensive specialists, but they're not really playing great defense. You see what Jimmy Butler is getting, what Duncan Robinson is doing. I go back and look at, that last shot by Danny Green, and we all watched The Last Dance. We saw Michael Jordan throw it off to Steve Kerr. We've seen, Kobe Bryant passing the ball to Ron Artest in the Game 7 against the Celtics where Kobe Bryant was struggling. If the Lakers are going to get this done, it's not going to be just Bron and AD. It's going to need to be the other guys that have to step up and knock down shots.
Yeah, a couple of superstars in this one had superstar-type winning games. LeBron goes for 40 and a loss, though. And on the other side, you had Jimmy Butler going for 35. Take us through what they were doing, especially going head-to-head down the stretch.
Well, the difference between the two players, Jimmy Butler has been playing outstanding. Jimmy Butler has been playing his best basketball of his career. And it's improved every single game in this postseason, it feels like, and including in the finals. You think Jimmy Butler couldn't play any better until he gets into the finals, and he's going toe-to-toe with, arguably the greatest player of all time. And it looks very even. He's knocking down shots. He didn't miss a free throw, including clutch free throws, going 12 for 12. Jimmy Butler is out here putting on a clinic. And so when you're looking at Anthony Davis, doing a good job on him last game, you knew that Jimmy Butler was going to make some adjustments. Those type of things, I don't want to call it gimmicks, but you're assuming that great players won't also make an adjustment. And Jimmy Butler has been dominant. But Duncan Robinson, he's really the story. Duncan Robinson and what he's able to do, but most of the time people want to look at Duncan Robinson's improvement, but it's really because Bam Adebayo's on the floor. That's the floor general that has opened up things. When Bam Adebayo is playing, Duncan Robinson is at his best.
Take us through that last meaningful set the Lakers had. They were down 1. I'm not talking about the launch 3 at the end, but LeBron gets triple or quadruple team, kicked it out. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do in that situation.
Yeah, so when you watch the game, Bron had gone to that pick and roll a few times. They don't have an advantage if they bring Anthony Davis up in a pick and roll. So they try and get Tyler Hero. They try and get Duncan Robinson. So Bron had been posting up, had been doing different things. On this last play, what he did is he really, really attacked the double team. He drew 4 players, and then Danny Green had an open shot. Now, look, we've seen Danny Green knock down shots for the San Antonio Spurs. We've seen him knock down shots for the Toronto Raptors. That's what Danny Green is here to do. Danny Green wants to make that shot. But when we look at this, that would have been one of the biggest shots, in NBA Finals history. Like I said, I repeat earlier, we've seen Michael Jordan pass that ball to Steve Kerr, and Steve Kerr telling him, I'm going to be ready if they come in double team. We've seen Ron Artest knock down that exact same shot for the Los Angeles Lakers when Kobe Bryant was struggling, like I said earlier. So these guys are going to have to knock down shots, and they have the ability, they have the experience, but it still needs to get done.
Tim Legler corrected me on my bad math in a previous series when the Heat were down 1 game, and I said, would you rather be them or the other guys? And the team with more wins is usually the one to go for. But does Miami have some kind of weird energy going right now that's going to propel them to force a Game 7?
No, well, this is my thing. Everybody here in the bubble, you have to pack, right? Everybody has flights tomorrow. Everyone's planning. No different than you put ropes around the court. No different than, you got to have the champagne ready in the locker room. But ultimately, in my opinion, I think Game 6 is the game for the Lakers. They don't want it to go to 7. So Game 6 is going to be that boss game for them. They already blew one here in Game 5. They had the opportunity. You don't want it to go to 7 because you know what that narrative is going to be for 48 hours. So Game 6 is the one where they're going to play like everything is on the line. They do not want a Game 7. So I believe the advantage in that one goes to the Lakers, where in this one, it was the Miami Heat.
Are you going to miss the bubble? No.
I'm going to miss playing pickleball all day. That's what I'm going to miss, to tell you the truth. Like, you get about 4 to 5 hours of that, but mainly because of Scott Foster and the rest of the referees. But I will say this, hearing the referees say ball don't lie is one of the most mind-blowing things I've ever experienced in my life.
An unusual, unique situation we're all going through. Glad that you're down there covering it for us. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Kill and get better with the process. And you stay in the moment, which I am, and understanding that we can be better. And how we, make the adjustments, how we learn from tonight, tomorrow in our film session when we get together and prepare ourselves for Sunday, will show difference.
LeBron, I was wondering if you could sort of take us through that last minute of the game, just sort of the ups and downs of it, and then also your mentality as you were driving in. Frank described it as you were ready to take on the whole team, and then saw Danny open at the top.
Obviously, it was back and forth, big play after big play. A couple, questionable calls that swayed the way, put Jimmy to the free throw line. Obviously, we can't do that. He's been, damn near perfect at the free throw line in the series. We just needed one stop. We felt like if we can get one stop, we can do something on the offensive end. But we got a hell of a look. We got a hell of a look to win the game, to win the series. Didn't go down. And then we got offensive rebound. We turned the ball over. I thought, we had a little more time than I think we even thought after the offensive rebound. And pass wasn't executed as we would like, but we got to be better. We just got to be better in Game 6 and close the series.
Hey, LeBron, you've obviously been on the other side of this, coming back from a 3-1 deficit. Is there something about that experience, do you think, that helps you understand what it will take to kind of slam the door on Miami now that it's been somewhat left ajar for them?
Well, listen, at the end of the day, you don't predetermine anything, and you take the game as it's going. And then you play each quarter, you play each possession, and you live with the results. And, you don't think about what could happen at the end of the game and things of that nature. You don't get caught up in the aftermath. You have to live in the moment and prepare yourself each and every possession. Because if you start to wander and your mind starts to go, you make a mistake. And one thing about this team that we're playing, they make you pay for every mistake. And it's the same as when I was playing against Golden State all those years. You make a mistake, they make you pay. So we have to understand that.
Allison. Obviously, two vets in Danny and Keith were involved in that play. Is that a situation where you talk to them after a game like this, or do you feel like they have experience, they kind of know what it is, and they'll come ready for Game 6?
They're vets. They're vets. I don't think too much need to be said to them, and I believe they'll be much better. And not saying that they even played bad tonight, but everyone was in the lineup tonight. The guy just gave the effort. We just had some mental breakdowns at times, and they make you pay for it, like I said. So we got to look at the film tomorrow and see how we can be better.
LeBron, from I think 2:52 remaining to 46 seconds remaining, you and Jimmy went back and forth. It was 6 straight possessions where one of you scored for your team. And even with questionable calls, you talked about Jimmy and his competitive nature, and it's something that you relish. Can you take us inside what it's like being in that battle with the game on the line?
That's just the beauty of the game. Being able to compete at the highest level. And you take those opportunities and you live in the moment. You're trying to make plays for the team to be successful on both ends. And we were both just trying to do that and try to will our team to victory. And he was able to make one more play than I was able to make tonight and come away with the victory.
Right, talking about calls, I ain't trying to get you in trouble, but just from your vantage point on the last foul got Jimmy to the line, AD kind of like went straight up. What did you see from your vantage point? I know you guys didn't have a challenge, but what did it look like from your view?
I mean, I thought AD made a heck of a play at the rim. I felt he was chest to chest with Jimmy, making him change the trajectory of his shot, and the call didn't go our way. I feel like at that point in time, I think it was a tough call, but they made the call. We still had an opportunity to to win, but we feel like with AD, and with him at the rim and him contesting things like that, we feel like we could have swayed our way, but.
All right, last two. Sam Amick.
Ron, you talk about focus being so crucial down the stretch. AD seemed to hurt that left foot a little bit. For you, is it tough in that moment when you're trying to figure out, what can I do with him, what can't I do with him as he's trying to fight through that?
Well, if he's